Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we peel back the layers of corporate filings to see what is really going on. And today we're diving into Office Properties Income Trust's latest filing. It looks like things aren't exactly smooth sailing for them right now, and we're going to try and figure out why before we dive in. If you love getting clear, no. Nonsense insights from these official documents, make sure you are subscribed. And hey, we've got a thriving Discord community where we break down these filings further, so definitely check that link in the description below. Alright, so what exactly is this filing about? It is essentially a current report, meaning something significant has happened that the company needs to tell us about right away. This isn't a regular update like a quarterly report, but rather a special announcement. And for Office Properties Income Trust, it seems to revolve around some pretty major financial trouble. They've had to come clean about some serious ongoing issues, all filed under the watchful eye of the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The key date here is the 22nd of December 2025, which tells us when the most important event we're talking about actually occurred. This is the company we're looking at, Office Properties Income Trust. You might know them as OPI. They're a real estate investment trust, or REIT, which means they own and operate income, producing real estate. They're incorporated in Maryland. Nothing too exciting there, but it is part of the official record. They are explicitly stating they are not an emerging growth company, which means they're expected to follow all the full reporting rules. Now we get to the juicy part, item 7.01, which is about Regulation FD disclosure. This rule is all about making sure that any important information is shared publicly with everyone at the same time, preventing unfair advantages. And what they're disclosing here is pretty significant. So it turns out Office Properties Income Trust, along with its related companies, which they're collectively calling the debtors, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy back on the 30th of October, 2025. Chapter 11 is a big deal. It means they're trying to reorganize their debts and continue operating rather than just liquidating everything. This is the core of the story for this filing. What this report is really detailing is the outcome of a mediation process. Think of mediation like a formal way to try and get opposing sides to agree on something, with a neutral third party helping them talk it out. In this case, a specific judge, Marvin Isger, was appointed as the mediator to help resolve deep disagreements among various parties involved in the bankruptcy. There are a whole lot of players involved here. We've got different groups of note holders, essentially people who loan money to the company and are owed it back. There is a group focused on the 9.000% senior secured notes due the 30th of September 2029. They're calling themselves the September 2029 Ad Hoc Group. Then there is another group looking at the 3.250% senior secured notes due the 11th of December 2027. And they're the 2027 Ad Hoc Group. You can see already there are different sets of loans with different interest rates and different due dates, and each group has its own concerns. There is also a group for holders of unsecured notes. Unsecured notes are riskier because if the company goes belly up, these note holders get paid last, if there is anything left at all. And another group for holders of the 9.000% senior secured notes due the 31st of March 2029, the March 2029 Ad Hoc Group. We also have the Secured Credit Facility Agent, which represents the bank or lenders who provided a credit line, and the Priority Guaranteed Notes Trustee, who oversees another set of notes. All these groups, along with the debtors themselves and sometimes an official committee of unsecured creditors, were trying to iron out critical issues. These included how the debtors would use their available cash, known as cash collateral, and if they could get new loans to keep the business running while in bankruptcy. This is absolutely vital for any company trying to survive bankruptcy. Without cash or new financing, they can't pay bills, employees, or anything else. On top of that, there was a separate legal action, a complaint for declaratory judgment, injunctive relief, and damages. This suggests there were significant disputes and potential lawsuits brewing within the bankruptcy case. Basically, people were suing each other or seeking court orders to resolve their differences. The company is telling us that this disclosure contains everything they are legally required to share about the mediation, as per the specific order that set up the mediation process. So everyone involved, including their lawyers and the main people in charge, genuinely tried to work things out. They were all in the room, so to speak, working with Judge Isger to find common ground. Here is a crucial detail. The mediator, Judge Isger, put forward some proposals. Some of the groups responded to these proposals. However, and this is key, no one actually made a direct offer to another specific group, nor did any group directly accept an offer from another. It sounds like they were talking, but not quite reaching any handshake agreements directly with each other. And the bottom line is this: by the 22nd of December 2025, at 10:25 a.m. Central Time, An agreement was still not reached because of this deadlock. The mediator officially ended the mediation process. This means the disputes remain unresolved, and to make matters more uncertain, they are not currently continuing negotiations on these core issues. This doesn't mean they'll never talk again, but right now the path forward is unclear. This is a pretty stark update. It signifies that the bankruptcy proceedings are likely to be prolonged and contentious. And finally, we have the signatures. This is the official confirmation that the company is submitting this report. Here is the company name, again, and it is signed by Brian E. Donnelly, who is the Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer. This means the CFO, the top finance person, is attesting to the accuracy and completeness of this filing. The report is dated the 23rd of December 2025, one day after the mediation ended unsuccessfully. So, what is the real story here? Office Properties Income Trust has filed for bankruptcy. There are many different groups owed money by OP, and they have been trying to negotiate a plan, but they couldn't reach an agreement even with a mediator. This means the company's restructuring is going to be tough, and the future is uncertain. The different note holders likely have conflicting interests on how the company should be reorganized, and who gets paid what. The fact that they couldn't agree even after mediation suggests deep divisions and potentially significant losses for some, if a plan isn't eventually hammered out. The risk for investors watching this is that the company could end up in a worse position, or the restructuring plan could significantly dilute existing shareholder value. The market will likely be watching closely for any signs of renewed negotiations or further court actions. It is a complex situation, but the core takeaway is that OP is in a serious financial fight, and an agreement on how to move forward is nowhere in sight just yet. What do you think about this situation? Does Office Properties Income Trust have a path to recovery, or does this mediation breakdown signal deeper problems? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more in-depth corporate analysis. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.